Somewhere on a dusty, tension-filled battlefield, a soldier is moving carefully through hostile territory, fully aware that danger could emerge from any direction at any given moment. And while his eyes scan the horizon for conventional threats, something far more sinister is already airborne. A small, silent, enemy-controlled drone is closing in, carrying surveillance equipment, or worse, an explosive payload, and it is transmitting live coordinates back to enemy commanders who are watching every single movement in real time. But then, without any warning, without any explosion, without any dramatic confrontation, that drone simply stops functioning. Its signals are severed, its controls are dead, its mission is over before it even began. This is not luck, this is not coincidence, and this is certainly not magic. This is the calculated, precise, and deeply sophisticated work of MC Horizon, Israel's most advanced portable anti-drone jamming system. A technology so quietly powerful that it is already reshaping how modern militaries think about battlefield protection, soldier safety, and the future of electronic warfare itself. The battlefield that defined warfare for centuries has undergone a transformation so profound and so rapid that many military strategists are still struggling to fully comprehend its implications. Because the traditional understanding of combat, built around armored vehicles, artillery fire, air superiority, and infantry movements, has been fundamentally disrupted by the emergence of unmanned aerial systems that are small enough to fit in a backpack, cheap enough to be purchased by non-state actors, and sophisticated enough to carry out surveillance, target acquisition, and direct strike missions with alarming precision and effectiveness. Across conflict zones in the Middle East, Africa, Eastern Europe, and Southeast Asia, drone warfare has moved from being an experimental concept to being the defining feature of modern combat operations. And any military force that lacks a credible answer to this aerial threat is operating at a severe and potentially fatal disadvantage on today's battlefield. It was against this rapidly evolving and increasingly dangerous backdrop that MCTECH RF Technologies, an Israeli defense company based in Kfar Saba, developed a system that would address the drone threat in a way that was not only technically advanced, but also genuinely practical for real-world military operations. And the result of that development effort was MC Horizon, a portable, backpack-carried anti-drone jamming system that has been operational since 2014 and has since been adopted by military and security forces across multiple continents. MC Horizon was designed from the ground up with one core philosophy in mind: that the best defense against an enemy drone is one that neutralizes the threat silently, quickly, and completely without creating collateral damage, without alerting the enemy to your position, and without requiring complex infrastructure or a large operating team to deploy effectively in the field. Before MC Horizon can neutralize a drone threat, it must first find it, and the detection capability built into this system is one of the most impressive aspects of its overall design, because it does not rely on a single sensor or a single technology, but instead combines multiple detection layers that work simultaneously to create a comprehensive and highly accurate picture of the airspace surrounding the operator. The system uses advanced RF signal analysis to scan the electromagnetic spectrum for the specific radio frequencies that commercial and military drones use to communicate with their operators. And it does this continuously and automatically without requiring the soldier to manually initiate a scan or interpret raw data himself. This multi-layered detection approach allows MC Horizon to identify drone activity at distances of up to 2 kilometers, giving the operator valuable time to assess and respond to the threat before it enters a dangerous proximity. Detection alone is never enough in a real combat environment, because a drone that has been detected but not continuously tracked can quickly change its course, drop in altitude, or accelerate toward its target before a defensive response can be mounted, which is precisely why MC Horizon integrates a sophisticated tracking architecture that maintains a continuous lock on any identified aerial threat from the moment of detection all the way through to neutralization. The system employs an electro-optical infrared tracker alongside a three-dimensional pulse Doppler radar that together provide 360-degree coverage of the surrounding airspace, meaning there are no blind spots, no gaps in coverage, and no angles from which an enemy drone can approach without being continuously monitored and tracked. This persistent tracking capability ensures that the operator always has an accurate, real-time picture of exactly where the threat is, how fast it is moving, and what trajectory it is following. Once a drone has been detected and tracked, MC Horizon moves into its most critical operational phase, electronic neutralization, and it is in this phase that the system truly demonstrates the depth of Israeli engineering expertise that went into its development. Because, rather than attempting to physically destroy the drone through kinetic means, MC Horizon targets the invisible but absolutely essential communication link that connects the drone to its operator, flooding the relevant frequency bands with high power radio frequency interference that makes it impossible for the drone to receive control inputs, transmit surveillance data, or navigate using GPS signals. This jamming process begins at a distance of up to 1 kilometer from the operator, which means the threat is neutralized well before it can complete its mission, and the entire process happens automatically once the system identifies a confirmed threat, requiring minimal intervention from the soldier carrying the device. One of the most strategically significant aspects of MC Horizon is not its electronic sophistication, but rather its physical form factor, because the decision by MCTECH to package this entire detection, tracking, and jamming capability into a man-portable backpack system represents a fundamentally different philosophy from the large, vehicle-mounted, or fixed installation anti-drone systems that most militaries have traditionally relied upon, and this portability transforms the nature of drone defense entirely by making it organic to the individual soldier rather than dependent on static infrastructure or specialized support vehicles. A single trained operator can carry MC Horizon into any terrain, deploy it within minutes, and provide his entire unit with a protective bubble of electronic coverage that moves with them as they advance, retreat, or reposition, making this system equally effective in urban combat environments, open desert terrain, dense jungle operations, and everything in between. The true measure of any military technology is not found in laboratory tests or controlled demonstrations, but in the unforgiving reality of actual combat operations. And MC Horizon has accumulated a record of real-world deployments that speaks powerfully to its operational effectiveness and reliability under genuine battlefield conditions. One of the most documented examples of this system in action occurred in Mozambique, where the National Army was facing a serious and growing threat from ISIS. Affiliated drone operations that were being used to track troop movements and coordinate attacks. And when MC Horizon was deployed in that environment, it successfully detected, tracked, and jammed 3 separate enemy drones before they could complete their missions, preventing what could have been devastating intelligence breaches and potentially saving the lives of numerous soldiers who would otherwise have been exposed and vulnerable. The operational success that MC Horizon has demonstrated across multiple deployment environments has translated directly into a growing list of nations and security organizations that have chosen to integrate this system into their defensive arsenals. And this pattern of adoption is itself a powerful endorsement of the technology's credibility and reliability, because military procurement decisions at the national level involve rigorous testing, independent evaluation, and careful consideration of both technical performance and long-term supportability. Countries including Nigeria, Thailand, and Hungary along with several other African and European nations whose specific arrangements remain classified, have all moved forward with MC Horizon acquisitions. And this geographic diversity of users reflects the universal nature of the drone threat that modern security forces face, regardless of their region, their specific adversaries, or the particular operational environments in which they are required to operate. To understand MC Horizon purely as a piece of hardware is to miss the deeper strategic significance of what Israel has achieved through its development and deployment, because this system represents a fundamentally new approach to the relationship between offensive drone technology and defensive countermeasures. One that prioritizes electronic dominance over kinetic response and places that dominance directly in the hands of individual soldiers rather than concentrating it in expensive, immovable installations. Israel has long been recognized as a world leader in defense technology innovation, shaped by decades of operating in complex threat environments that have demanded creative, practical, and highly effective solutions. And MC Horizon is perhaps one of the clearest expressions of that national defense philosophy. A system that is simultaneously elegant in its simplicity, formidable in its capability, and deeply practical in its real-world application across diverse operational contexts. As drone technology continues to advance at a pace that shows no signs of slowing down, with manufacturers developing faster, quieter, more autonomous, and more resistant unmanned systems every year, the systems designed to counter them must evolve with equal speed and sophistication. And MCTECH has already signaled through its ongoing development roadmap that MC Horizon is not a static product, but a continuously evolving platform that will grow its capabilities in response to emerging threats. The newest variants of the system are being designed to address the growing challenge of coordinated drone swarms, which represent perhaps the most complex and dangerous evolution of unmanned aerial warfare yet seen, and the fact that a company can already offer portable, soldier-carried protection against swarm attacks is a testament to how far anti-drone technology has come since MC Horizon first entered operational service in 2014. If this deep dive into one of the world's most advanced anti-drone systems gave you a new perspective on how modern warfare is truly being fought, then take a moment right now to share this video with someone who needs to understand what is actually happening on today's battlefields. Because this conversation about electronic warfare, drone technology, and the future of military defense is one that deserves a much wider audience than it currently receives. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss our in-depth coverage of the defense technologies, military strategies, and geopolitical developments that are shaping the world we all live in. And if you have questions, thoughts, or additional information about MC Horizon or any of the topics we covered today, drop them in the comments section below. Because the best discussions always happen when informed people come together to share what they know.